Imagine Bournemouth becoming the team that hands Arsenal the Premier League title. Football script doesn't get crazier than that. Now, Man City will take on Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium today. Now, I have to put it out there. This is 100% not going to be an easy game for Man City, right? The pressure is actually on them. They have to get the result because Arsenal got the result yesterday against Burnley. They definitely need to get the result out of Bournemouth today. Now, it is worth noting that in the last 21 games Man City have played against Bournemouth, they've had 19 wins, one draw. Bournemouth has only gotten just one victory in the last 21 game against Man City. Imagine 21 games. That is a 94 win percentage against a Bournemouth side that have really been doing well in the Premier League this season. Now, although these statistics are there, it is worth noting that Bournemouth are currently have the longest winning streak in the Premier League this season, right? They are 16 games unbeaten, and if they hope to finish in the Champions League places, that is finishing fifth above Liverpool, they need to get results. They need to get a win in their next two games, and even though they do that, they still need favors, right? They need people to get, they need Liverpool to draw points in their last game of the season. So, looking at those circumstances, it is definitely not going to be an easy game for Man City at the Vitality Stadium. Now, it is with Guardiola announcing yesterday that he's going to leave Man City. Morale are definitely going to be very high. They've actually been in a good vein of form. Their last game was a victory over Chelsea in the FA Cup final. They got 2 trophies already that they'll be hoping to get a domestic treble, like beat Pep Guardiola farewell in a very high fashion. But I still believe that this game is going to be a very, very tough game for Man City. Now, you look at Bournemouth side, right? I don't think Areola gets enough praise that he deserves. Right? What that man has been able to do with that team this season, I don't think there are very many coaches out there that can do the job he did for that team. Right? After losing players like Kekes, losing players like their defender that they sold to PSG, they lost so many players in that team. Right? And even in the January transfer window, they lost Semenyo to Man City. Yet they are able to get results. They're able to. I think this is the highest finish Bournemouth have had in their entire, in their entire existence. So I think Areola needs to be given some sort of credit, the kind of job he has done for that team. And to me, I think he's one of those managers. I think that there've been news that he's going to leave Bournemouth at the end of the season. I think he's someone that deserves a very, very big job for what he has been able to do. He's one of those modern managers that he's very, very tactically sound. He knows what to do in game. His in-game management is very, very superb. He's a very, very tactically very sound coach. So I think he deserves all the accolades. Personally, I think for me, the coach of the season is between Areola and the Brentford coach. Those two managers have really done wonders with the limited squad they've had this season. I think it's going to be a very, very tough game for Man City. In a nutshell, they obviously need to get a result. Like, there's no two ways about it. If they don't get a result out of that game, Arsenal will be crowned the champions of the Premier League. And like Guardiola said in his interview, they need to go into the final game of the season with something to hope for, right? Because anything other than a win today, Arsenal are champions. They need to give themselves, the fighting chance in the final day of the season. Although Aston Villa is not going to be an easy game, one might argue that after the Europa League final, the players might be exhausted. If they eventually win, they're definitely going to party the night after. So they might actually be an easier game for them than the Crystal Palace game for Arsenal. We've seen the kind of pressure the press has been putting on Oliver Glasner to play his strong squad against Arsenal, starting a very good team against Arsenal. So I think if Man City are able to get a result out of this game, they give themselves a chance, to fight. Anything can happen in the final day of the season. We know how Arsenal have been playing the last few games. It's just getting 1-0 wins, and in the latter part of those games, it's always been nervy for them, right? They're always looking very anxious. You can sense it around the stadium. Their fans are always very anxious. So I think if Manchester are able to get a victory over this Bournemouth side, right, it's not going to not just in the title race. It's going to be a very, very big moral booster for Man City, right? Going into that game, beating a Bournemouth side that have been 16 games unbeaten so far this season. Do you know how long that is? That's probably from February, if I'm not mistaken. So beating a Bournemouth side that is very, very sound. Technically, they are very, very structured. They know what they are going to do in the pitch. They have a pattern of play that if they know how to expose teams. So if you are able to go there and get a victory out of that Bournemouth side, that will give you a morale booster. It will give you all the confidence, going into the final of the season, knowing that you have a better goal difference, you have an easier game, one can say, and Arsenal not being there before, not being in a situation where they've won the league in a very, very long time. The pressure will be on Arsenal more to go to Crystal Palace and get the victory. And your last game of the season is going to be at home against Aston Villa, whereas Arsenal will be playing away. So I think what Man City have to do in this game, the only thing they have to do in this game is just get the victory, right? On paper, it's a game Man City should be winning. On paper, it's a game I think Man City should be getting the victory over. But that's the beauty of the Premier League. There is no easy game in the Premier League, right? You can never write off any team. Look at just one Burnley did to Arsenal yesterday. A game everybody predicted to be a 3-4 goal victory for Arsenal. It was a very, very tight game, right? Arsenal literally had to struggle to get the victory over the line. So in the Premier League, there's no easy games, right? But I think Man City have enough to get the game over the line if I'm being serious. But being an Arsenal fan, I'm going to predict this game with my Arsenal hat on. Right? I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory for Bournemouth, or at best for Man City, it's going to be a 2-2 draw for Man City in this game, thereby crowning Arsenal the champions of the Premier League.